God says, very good news is coming for you. Something is about to shift in your life that you did not expect, and it will feel like a door has been opened in a place where you thought there was only a wall. If you've been carrying a burden in your heart, if your nights have been sleepless and your days filled with silent prayers, this message is reaching you in the perfect moment. It's not a coincidence you're here. It's not by chance that your eyes are reading this now. You are being called to believe, to hold on, and to prepare your heart for something beautiful that heaven has already written in your name. Type 2323 if you agree. When the world feels loud and restless, God speaks in a whisper. He doesn't rush like the world does. He doesn't abandon like people sometimes do. He stands beside you even in the quietest tears and the longest waits. Maybe you've been praying for a breakthrough, hoping for peace, asking for healing in places you can't speak of out loud. This is the part where you remember that God never forgets you. His love does not fade, even when you're tired and worn down. The weight you feel isn't too heavy for Him to carry. He knows your heart, your story, and your struggles, and He holds it all gently. There are times when life feels like it's falling apart, but in God's hands, it's actually falling into place. You may not see it yet. You may feel like the light is too far away, like your prayers are echoing into an empty room. But they're not. Every word you've whispered to God, every tear that's fallen from your eyes, has been seen. You are not forgotten, and you are not being ignored. You are being prepared. There is a shift happening in the unseen. Heaven is aligning things in your favor, even if you cannot feel it yet. This is not the end of your story. This is a beginning disguised as a struggle. You are being shaped by grace, stretched by faith, and held by mercy. Even when everything feels uncertain, one thing is steady: God's love for you. It does not depend on how strong you are. It is not measured by how perfect your life looks. It's simply there. Constant. Deep. Unshakable. Type 1111 if you trust in God. Sometimes we look for signs in the sky, for booming answers and flashing lights, but God often works in stillness. He moves in quiet ways. He plants peace in your spirit when everything outside feels chaotic. He reminds you that you are never walking alone. Even when you feel unseen by people, you are fully seen by Him. Even when you feel unloved, He wraps you in a love so complete that it heals the broken places inside. You don't need to have it all together for God to show up. He steps into the messy parts of your life with open arms. You can bring Him your doubts, your anger, your fears, and your tired soul. You can rest in Him when the weight of the world is too much. He isn't asking you to pretend you're strong. He's asking you to lean on Him, to let Him carry what you no longer can. There's a quiet kind of miracle coming your way. Not because you earned it. Not because you did everything right. But because He loves you, and He wants to bless you beyond what you've been asking for. His timing is never rushed, but it is always perfect. What you thought was a delay may turn out to be a divine setup for something far greater. You may not know what's next, and that's okay. You don't have to. What you do need to know is that God is already there. He's gone ahead of you. He's making a way where there was none. He's opening hearts, shifting circumstances, moving mountains you didn't even know were standing in your path. His promises are not just words written in ancient times. They are alive, active, and still unfolding over your life today. So take a breath. Let go of the fear that's been clinging to you. Let your heart rest in the truth that you are safe in His hands. Whatever it is that's been keeping you up at night, lay it at His feet. He knows how to turn sorrow into singing, ashes into beauty, and despair into hope. He hasn't brought you this far to leave you now. He is faithful, even in the silence. This is your moment to believe again. Not because everything makes sense, but because you are choosing to trust the one who sees what you cannot. The one who never breaks a promise. The one who is writing your story with love and purpose. More is coming. Peace is coming. Breakthrough is coming. And it will not be late. It will come right on time, like sunrise after a long night, like laughter after tears, like healing after a long ache in your soul. There are moments when God is working the most powerfully in silence, when nothing on the outside looks different, but everything within His plan is moving forward, piece by piece, step by step, according to a timing that is filled with grace and love. Type 222 if you believe that God is still working for you. You may have been carrying the weight of unanswered prayers, the ache of dreams that seem to be taking too long, and the heaviness of wondering if you're still being heard. But just because there's a pause doesn't mean there's a denial. Sometimes, the waiting is not a punishment, it's a preparation. God sees the full picture, even when all you see are scattered pieces. And while you're waiting, He's not just getting the outcome ready, He's getting your heart ready too. You've walked through seasons that others don't know about. You've stayed quiet when the pain inside felt like it could break you. You've wiped your own tears in silence, prayed with trembling hands, and hoped when hope seemed too far. And God saw every moment. Not one tear fell without His notice. Not one lonely night was ignored. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. You are being held by the hands that shaped the stars, and those same hands are gently reshaping your life into something even more beautiful than what you imagined. A powerful 7-second morning ritual, once hidden in CIA files, is resurfacing, and people are already seeing fast financial breakthroughs. It takes only seconds, yet activates a dormant wealth center in the brain most people never access. Click the link in the description and comments now. Access it before it disappears. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to admit that some days feel heavier than others. You don't need to wear a mask with God. You don't have to act brave all the time. He invites you to come to Him as you are, not as who you think you're supposed to be. He isn't disappointed in your weakness. He wants to meet you in it. He wants to strengthen you not with pressure, but with love. Not with demands, but with mercy. There is a tenderness in the way God heals us. He doesn't rush the process. He doesn't force the pain away. Instead, He gently walks with us through the valley, staying close when everything else feels far. He speaks softly into our sorrow, not to erase it, but to fill it with meaning, to remind us that even our hardest days are not wasted. Type 555 if you feel God pulling you closer today. When it feels like you've been waiting forever, when it seems like every door is closed, God is still moving. He's aligning hearts, shifting seasons, and clearing paths that you don't even see yet. You might feel stuck, but heaven is not still. There is motion happening in the spiritual realm. There are prayers you've forgotten that are still echoing before Him. There are promises that haven't expired. His timing is never wrong, even when it feels slow. Sometimes, the greatest miracle is not in the thing we asked for, but in the person we became while waiting for it. You've grown in ways you don't even realize. You've become more patient, more compassionate, more understanding of others' pain because of what you've walked through. That kind of growth is holy. That kind of growth lasts forever. God isn't only changing your circumstances, He's shaping your soul. What's coming for you isn't just good news. It's a promise being fulfilled. It's a restoration of things you thought were lost forever. It's peace settling into places that once held fear. It's love returning to hearts that felt broken. God doesn't just fix things, He makes them new. And new things take time. New things often start with endings, with letting go, with trusting Him enough to surrender control. So even if your prayers feel quiet, even if your faith feels small, keep going. Don't give up now. Don't walk away from what's around the corner. The blessing is closer than you think. The news you've been waiting for is already on its way. The shift you've longed for is not a dream, it's a divine appointment. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where you need to be, and God is not finished writing your story. There are still pages filled with joy, with celebration, with answered prayers. There are still days ahead that will make you smile so deeply you'll forget how long you waited. There will be moments when you'll look back and finally understand why it had to happen this way. And in those moments, you'll feel nothing but gratitude for the grace that carried you through. Don't worry if no one else sees the battle you're fighting. God does. He sees your quiet obedience, your willingness to keep walking when the road feels endless, your decision to trust when trust feels hard. He honors your faith, even when it wavers. He holds your hand, even when you feel alone. And He blesses the heart that chooses to believe, even in the dark. Keep your heart open. Keep your eyes on Him. The pain you've carried will not be wasted. The tears you've cried will not be ignored. The delay you're facing is not the end. It's the beginning of something more beautiful than you could imagine. It's the unfolding of a plan that was written for you in love, from the very beginning. Left your side, not even for a second. He was always there, holding everything together when you felt like it was falling apart. And now, He is getting ready to place something into your hands that will bring quiet joy to your spirit and healing to your heart. Type 1212 if you walk by faith and believe He is preparing something good for you. There have been days when you smiled while your heart was silently breaking. You've gone through silent battles, pretending to be okay when everything inside felt like a storm. But in those moments, God was closer than your breath. He was collecting every tear, hearing every word you whispered when no one was listening, and strengthening you in ways you couldn't see. You may not feel strong, but you are standing because of His strength. You are here, not by accident, but because His love has never stopped holding you up. Sometimes we think God's goodness is only in answered prayers and open doors. But the truth is, His goodness is also in the no's, the delays, and the moments that didn't go the way we hoped. In those seasons, He protected you from things you didn't even know would harm you. He shut doors that looked promising but would have led to more heartache. And now, He is opening the right ones, the ones you don't have to force. The ones meant just for you. He is restoring what was broken in silence. He is softening the hardened parts of your heart. He is returning the color to places in your soul that have felt gray and tired for far too long. The things you thought were over, He is breathing life into them again. Not in the way you expected, but in a way that will feel even more whole. Even more right. Even more beautiful. You have to understand this. Your story is not being written in pain. It's being written in love. Every chapter, every turn, every unexpected pause is leading somewhere good. God is not an author of chaos. He is a builder of peace, a healer of brokenness, a giver of second chances. He doesn't give up on people. Not ever. And He hasn't given up on you. Type Amen if you believe He's not finished with your story. A simple but powerful 7-second at-home ritual, it's hidden in CIA files for years, is now changing lives rapidly. Backed by neuroscience research, it can begin shifting your financial direction in just days. Click the link in the description and comments now and step into abundance today. Don't let the delays make you believe God has forgotten. Sometimes, the deeper the foundation, the stronger the structure. And God is building something in your life that requires strength and patience. What's coming needs you to be prepared, not just excited. It needs you to be steady, not just hopeful. That's why this time has felt long. That's why the weight has been heavy. Because the promise coming your way is greater than you imagined. You may be walking through a season where you feel hidden. But hidden does not mean forgotten. It means you are being protected. Covered. Grown. It means God is doing something in you before He does something through you. He hasn't hidden you to punish you. He's hidden you to prepare you for what's next. And what's next will be worth every moment you spent wondering, waiting, praying, and trusting. You won't have to force it. You won't have to chase it. You'll just step into it, and suddenly everything will make sense. The silence, the pain, the prayers that felt unanswered. You'll see that nothing was wasted, and everything was woven together by a love that never let go. If you're holding on to your faith by a thread, know that God can still work with that. He doesn't need perfection from you. He needs your heart. He wants you to come to Him, not as someone who has it all figured out, but as someone who is willing to trust even with trembling hands. Even when it's hard. Even when you feel like giving up. He will carry you when you can't walk. He will comfort you when you can't speak. He will fight for you when you have no strength left. This is not a journey you're walking alone. Every step you take, His presence surrounds you. Every time you feel like falling, He is there to catch you. And even now, as you read this, He is wrapping His love around you in ways you cannot explain. Keep your eyes on Him. Not on the storm. Not on the clock. Not on what hasn't happened yet. Keep your eyes on the one who calmed the seas, who fed the hungry, who healed the broken, and who gave his life just so you would know you are never alone. His love is not distant. It is close, present, and always enough. Soon, the weight will lift. The news will come. The answer will arrive. And you'll know that God was working all along. Not because you deserved it. Not because you were perfect. But because you are His child, and He is your Father, and He takes care of His own. But you don't need to keep fighting this alone. You were never meant to carry this by yourself. I am here. I've always been here. And I am sending you something that will remind you just how deeply you are loved. Type 666 if you trust Jesus to carry what you no longer can. You may feel forgotten by people, overlooked by circumstances, or misunderstood by those around you, but God knows the full story. He understands the details no one else sees. He sees the nights you pretend you're okay when your heart is breaking. He notices how you still choose kindness even when you're tired. He watches how you keep showing up, even when your soul feels worn. And none of it has gone unnoticed. Heaven has seen it all. Sometimes, God doesn't take us out of the storm right away. Instead, He strengthens us in it. He anchors us so deeply in His presence that no matter how hard the wind blows, we remain standing, not because of our strength, but because of His. And that's what He's been doing in your life. Even if you haven't realized it yet, you've become stronger through the struggle. You've learned to rely not on what you see, but on what you believe. Faith isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet choice to keep going. Sometimes it's just choosing to wake up and trust Him again when the answers haven't come. God honors that. He moves in that space, where your heart whispers, "I still believe," even when your circumstances shout otherwise. You've been stretched, refined, and shaped in this season. It hasn't been easy, but it's been holy. What felt like a delay was actually a divine pause. What felt like rejection was protection. What felt like loss is now making room for something far more sacred. The things you prayed for are not gone, they're just not finished yet. God is not denying you, He is perfecting what's yours. Type 1919 to receive the miracle you've been praying for. This next part of your life will be marked by clarity and calm. Where there's been confusion, peace will settle in. Where you've felt anxious, you will finally breathe freely. Where things have felt uncertain, God will bring sure steps. You won't have to guess anymore. You won't have to force what's not meant for you. He will make it clear, and you'll know because there will be peace, not pressure. He is going to surprise you. Not with small things, but with blessings that overwhelm you with gratitude. There will be days ahead when joy finds you in places that once held your tears. When you walk into rooms that once felt empty and now feel full. When you sit in silence and feel a calm you never thought would return. These are not fantasies. These are promises. God is not teasing you. He is telling you, "I'm not done. I'm just getting started." Don't measure God's love for you by what hasn't happened yet. His love is not proven by timing, but by truth. And the truth is, He chose you. He redeemed you. He called you His own. That is where your hope stands. Not in the yes or the no, not in the timing or the delay, but in the steady, quiet, ever-present love of your Savior. What if wealth was never about luck, but a hidden brain signal buried in CIA files? This frequency is opening doors, attracting opportunities, and changing lives quickly. Thousands are already using it to attract wealth like never before. Click the link in the description and comments now and activate the money-attracting brain wave today. The healing you need is coming, not just in your body, but in your spirit, your mind, your relationships. The restoration you seek will not return things to what they were, but to something better. Something whole. Something that carries the fingerprints of God all over it. You will look back and see that what broke you actually led you into deeper faith, greater love, and a strength you never knew you had. If you've been weary, if you've been on the verge of giving up, know this: God is still writing. He's still shaping your story. He hasn't run out of ideas or plans for you. He's not done healing you. He's not done surprising you. He's not done growing you. Your best days are not behind you. They are being prepared, and they're on their way. So let yourself rest tonight. Release the fears that grip your chest. Surrender the timelines and expectations you've been holding on to. Let God be God. Let Him remind you that even when nothing seems to be happening, everything is happening in His perfect way. You are not missing out. You are being set apart. You are not being punished. You are being protected. Let His love in again. Let His peace fill the empty spaces. Let His voice be louder than your doubts. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to know where to turn when it all feels too much. And the answer will always be Him. There will be laughter again. There will be days when you'll smile for no reason, simply because the weight has lifted. There will be moments where you feel the warmth of His presence so clearly that every fear will melt. Don't give up now. You're closer than you think. You've come too far to stop here. You are not invisible to me. Not for 1 second. Your tears have not gone unnoticed, and your efforts have not been in vain. What you are about to walk into will make every silent struggle feel worth it. Type yes to affirm that something good is already on its way to you. You have walked through deep valleys and waited in places that felt like deserts. You've held on to hope even when it slipped through your fingers. And while others only saw the surface, I saw the way your soul pressed forward. I saw how your heart clung to me when it would have been easier to give up. That faith, that choice to trust when everything felt uncertain, is what I'm blessing now. That quiet endurance is what I'm honoring. You didn't lose your purpose. You didn't miss your calling. You were simply being prepared for it. I know how long it's been. I know the ache of unanswered prayers and the sting of doors that never opened. I know the days you spent asking why, the nights when the silence from heaven felt louder than anything else. But just because it's been quiet doesn't mean I wasn't working. Just because it took time doesn't mean I forgot. I was never absent. I was never ignoring you. I was planting something deep within you, a strength, a wisdom, a compassion, that could only grow through these long seasons. It is okay if you felt tired. It's okay if you've doubted. That does not cancel your faith. It doesn't disqualify your prayers. Faith isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing to keep going even with trembling hands. It's whispering, "God, I still trust you," when everything around you says not to. And that's exactly what you've done. Even if your trust felt weak, it was still trust. Even if your hope felt fragile, it was still hope. And that's enough. That's more than enough. Type 1010 if you're holding on to God's promise today. I am not finished with your story. In fact, the best chapters are still ahead. You will not always feel this heavy. You will not always walk with this ache in your heart. I am making a way for peace to enter your life in places where sorrow once lived. I am sending provision where there has been lack. I am guiding you into seasons where joy will rise up like the morning sun, quiet, steady, unstoppable. You've been asking for change, for a breakthrough, for a sign that you're not forgotten. This message is that sign. Not because it's written in perfect words, but because I wanted to reach you today, to remind you that very good news is coming. Not ordinary news. Not average blessings. But something that will shift the atmosphere of your life. You won't have to force it. You won't have to fight to keep it. It will be yours because I said so, because I've been preparing it long before you knew to ask for it. It will be the kind of blessing that fits perfectly. The kind that brings peace instead of pressure. The kind that lifts you instead of draining you. I know how much you've given. I know how long you've been faithful with so little. And now, I'm placing something into your life that reflects my faithfulness to you. Something gentle. Something true. Something lasting. There's a kind of healing coming that goes deeper than the surface. It won't just change your surroundings, it will restore your soul. It will remind you of who you are in me. You are not your mistakes. You are not the sum of what's happened to you. You are not forgotten or cast aside. You are mine. You've always been mine. And I've been holding your heart with the greatest care. This season has shaped you. You may not see it yet, but there's more strength in you now. There's more light in your spirit. You've become more like me in the quiet, in the struggle, in the moments you chose love when you could have chosen bitterness. That kind of growth cannot be taken away from you. That kind of faith is the foundation I will build your next season on. A 7-second at-home ritual, scientifically proven by neuroscience labs and hidden for decades in CIA files, is now public, and people are seeing money flow into their lives. Scientists say it activates a brain pathway linked to abundance. Click the link in the comments below before this knowledge disappears again. What you thought was broken beyond repair, I am restoring it. What you thought was lost forever, I am returning it in a better form. What felt like an ending was actually the groundwork for a new beginning. The pain you carried has not been pointless. The time you waited has not been wasted. Every part of your journey has meaning, and I will use it all. Nothing is too messy for my mercy. Nothing is too far gone for my grace. So lift your head. You don't have to live in fear of what's next. You don't have to brace for more pain. I am not sending sorrow, I am sending joy. I am not bringing loss, I am bringing gain. This next part of your life will be drenched in peace and filled with purpose. You will wake up with excitement instead of dread. You will sleep with rest instead of worry. You will feel hope again. Real hope. The kind that doesn't disappear when things get hard. But even in those quiet moments, I was right beside you, guarding your heart, holding your hand, and making sure that what tried to break you would never win. I have always been working on your behalf, even when you couldn't feel me near. Type 333 if you believe God has been with you all along, even in the silence. It's okay to admit that some days felt too hard. That you didn't know how to keep going, but you did anyway. You showed up. You prayed when your voice trembled. You chose to believe when your faith was fragile. You took one more step when everything in you said to stop. And that faith, small, honest, raw, is exactly what I honor. You may have felt weak, but in your weakness, my strength carried you. You are still standing because I've been lifting you all this time. What's ahead of you is not just better, it's divine. It is touched by my hand, covered in my grace, and perfectly aligned with everything you've been praying for. I know there were things you lost that felt too painful to speak of. Opportunities that slipped away, people who walked out, moments that shattered your confidence. But none of it will go to waste. What I'm preparing for you will not just restore what was lost, it will exceed it. I'm not bringing you back to where you were. I'm taking you to something greater than you ever imagined. You've waited with a quiet hope. You've watched others receive answers while yours felt delayed. But I am not a God of forgetfulness. I don't overlook my children. I was never saying, no, I was saying, not yet. Because what I'm bringing isn't small. It's not rushed. It's not halfway. It's complete. And it requires the right timing to unfold in the most beautiful way. You've been faithful in the small things. You've given when you had little. You've loved when it wasn't returned. You've forgiven when it wasn't deserved. You've planted seeds of kindness and mercy, and now the harvest is coming. Not just a little, abundantly. I am the God of overflow, not scarcity. And I am pouring blessings into your life that you won't have room to contain. You won't have to beg for them. You won't have to compete for them. They will find you because they were always meant for you. Type 1717 if you receive the overflow God has prepared for you. I know your heart longs for peace, not the kind the world gives, but the deep, unshakable kind that calms your spirit even when life is uncertain. That peace is on its way to you. It will settle into your days like a gentle breeze, reminding you that you are safe, loved, and never alone. It won't be forced. It won't be fragile. It will be rooted in the confidence that I am still in control, still working, still good. Sometimes you wonder if your life matters, if all the effort and pain have a purpose. Let me tell you now, your life has great purpose. Your presence carries weight in this world. The kindness you show, the faith you keep, the prayers you lift, all of it is seen. All of it matters. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful in my kingdom. You just have to be willing. Willing to trust. Willing to hope. willing to keep your eyes on me even when the path doesn't make sense. I am restoring your strength. I am breathing life into your spirit. I am lifting the heaviness off your chest. You will not always feel this worn out. You will not always carry this weight. I am replacing your heaviness with peace, your worry with rest, your confusion with clarity. You are about to enter a season where my favor will be evident. Where doors will open, not because you forced them, but because I prepared them. You'll walk through them with peace, not fear. What I'm doing in your life is not just for you. It's for those around you too. Your healing will bring hope to others. Your story will be someone else's survival guide. Your testimony will break chains for people who feel stuck. That's why the process has been so long. That's why the pressure has felt so intense. Because I am building something in you that will last, something that will touch lives far beyond your own. You don't have to be afraid of the future. I am already there. I've walked ahead of you, cleared the path, softened the hard places, and laid out what's best. You will not be met by fear, you will be met by grace. You will not be met by lack, you will be met by provision. The same God who walked you through the pain will walk you into peace. And you'll look back one day and say, it was all worth it. You are closer now than you've ever been. The waiting is almost over. The answers are on their way. The breakthrough is not a distant dream, it's near. It's already begun. You may not see it yet, but trust that I am moving. Every moment of faith has built this foundation. Every prayer has watered the soil. And now, the seeds are beginning to bloom. A classified 7-second morning ritual, once buried in CIA files, is quietly transforming financial lives. In under 30 seconds, it helps shift the mind from scarcity to wealth, with many reporting surprise income and peace. Click the link in the comments below before the page is removed. I've seen the battles you fought in silence, the prayers you whispered when no one else knew, and the hope you clung to when it would have been easier to let go. I was there, in the quiet, holding you together when you didn't think you could take another step. Type 777 if you believe God has never left your side. There's a shift coming to your life that will make sense of the long season of waiting and wondering. Not because you'll have every answer, but because you'll have peace, the kind that settles deep into your heart and stays, even when things aren't perfect. I'm not just preparing a blessing for you. I'm preparing you to receive it, so it lasts, so it heals, so it overflows into others. I care just as much about your heart as I do about your future. I want you to have the kind of joy that's not built on what's temporary, but rooted in what's eternal. You've questioned your worth. You've wondered if you're still on the right path. You've looked at others and asked why it seems easier for them. But I haven't forgotten the dreams I placed inside you. I haven't changed my mind about what I promised you. The detours didn't cancel your calling. The delays didn't destroy your destiny. Everything you've walked through has been building a stronger foundation for what's coming. There is restoration in motion right now. Not just in what you see, but in ways you cannot yet imagine. I am restoring relationships that have been strained. I am healing parts of your heart that you thought would always feel broken. I am renewing your strength where exhaustion had taken root. You won't have to fake your peace anymore. It will be real. It will be yours. And it will run deep. The people who left were not meant to stay. The doors that closed were not your ending. The situations that didn't work out were not your failure. I removed what couldn't go where you're going. I protected you from what you couldn't see. And I know it hurt. I know it felt like loss. But I only take away what would eventually take from you. What's ahead is not just better, it's blessed. And when you step into it, you'll understand why I had to clear the way first. Type 999 if you trust God's timing, even when it feels late. You are not too old. You are not too far gone. You are not too broken. My power is not limited by your past. My mercy is not held back by your mistakes. I use what the world calls weak and I make it strong. I use what the world discards and I raise it up. Nothing is wasted in my hands, not your tears, not your time, not your struggle. I am redeeming all of it. Every piece of your story is being rewritten with hope. You don't need to understand everything to trust me. You just need to take the next step. Keep walking, even if you feel unsure. Keep believing, even when the outcome is unclear. Keep surrendering, even when it feels scary. I am guiding you gently, patiently, lovingly, one step at a time. You don't have to rush. You don't have to know everything. Just stay close to me, and I will lead you into places you didn't even know you were capable of reaching. This new chapter will not look like the last. You've grown. You've healed. You've matured in ways that only pain could teach. You've learned to rely on me more than anything else. And that trust will be your anchor. It will carry you through the new things I'm bringing. Doors will open not by your strength, but by my spirit. Opportunities will come not because you chased them, but because you trusted me. Peace will flood your soul not because life is perfect, but because your faith has made you strong. Let go of the fear that's been whispering lies into your spirit. Let go of the pressure to have it all together. Let go of the need to prove yourself. You are already enough because I made you, and I don't make mistakes. You were not created to carry every burden. You were created to walk with me, to rest in me, to draw from a love that never runs dry. You are stepping into a season of beauty, not because everything will be easy, but because everything will be covered by me. I will go before you, walk beside you, and stay behind you to guard what's already been healed. I will not let you fall apart. I will not let you miss what is meant for you. You are safe in my plan, and nothing can take from you what I've written with my own hand. Soon, what felt like a wilderness will begin to bloom. The areas of your life that felt barren will begin to grow again. Hope will rise. Joy will return. Peace will stay. And you'll look back and thank me not just for the blessings, but for the process, because the process made you stronger, wiser, gentler, and more compassionate. You've prayed through pain, loved through disappointment, and stood still when life tried to shake you off balance. You are not broken, you are becoming. And what you are becoming is exactly what I intended when I first formed your heart with care and purpose. Type 444 if you believe God is preparing something greater than what you've lost. I have watched you wrestle with doubt, not because you don't believe, but because believing while hurting is the hardest thing to do. I have seen you hold your breath through silent nights, unsure if the morning would bring relief or more of the same. And yet, through every dark moment, I was holding you together. You didn't walk through any of it alone. I was in the background, shielding you from what you never knew could have harmed you, protecting your heart from what was never meant to stay. Do you know, inside your brain is a small region linked to wealth and success, once buried in restricted research and hidden in CIA files. This newly revealed frequency is helping people replace stress with financial ease, and God has guided you here. Click the link in the description and comments to activate this hidden brain wave now. The breakthrough that's coming is not just a change in your circumstances, it's a release. A release from the worry that's kept you up at night. A release from the weight that made you feel small and unseen. I'm bringing peace that won't just visit for a moment, it will take residence in your life. It will live in your words, your thoughts, your prayers, and your steps. That peace will be your foundation moving forward, and nothing will shake it because I am building it with my hands. You don't need to pretend with me. You don't need to hide the parts of you that feel tired, disappointed, or unsure. Bring it all, every emotion, every tear, every question, and lay it down. I am not overwhelmed by your brokenness. I don't pull away when you're weak. That's when I draw nearest. That's when I hold you closest. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for your heart, honest, open, surrendered. The way you love, even with a bruised heart, has not gone unnoticed. The way you've chosen grace instead of bitterness, hope instead of giving up, that has touched my heart. I delight in who you are becoming. Even when you don't feel like you're growing, you are. Even when progress feels slow, it's happening. And soon, others will begin to see what I've always seen in you, someone chosen, set apart, and anointed for something far greater than your current season suggests. Type 888 if you're ready to receive everything God has prepared for you. There's no such thing as wasted time in my plan. Even the waiting has value. Even the stillness carries weight. I use every moment, every delay, every closed door, every detour, for your good. What felt like a setback was actually a setup for something far more lasting than what you were reaching for. What you thought was the end of the road was just a bend toward something better. I work in ways you cannot see, but you will soon feel the impact of all that's been shifting around you. There is a sweetness in the new season approaching. It won't look like the last. It won't come with the same battles. This will be a season of gentleness, where rest returns to your soul and joy begins to flow freely again. You won't have to work so hard to feel okay. You won't have to force yourself to smile. It will happen naturally, as I heal what was bruised, fill what was empty, and restore what was taken. The people who are meant to be part of this next chapter will come with peace, not confusion. The opportunities that open will require faith, not striving. What you walk into will feel like home to your spirit because it was always meant for you. I've been preparing it with care, knowing exactly what you need, not just for survival, but for joy, for growth, and for healing. Your past will not define you. It will not limit you. It will not follow you into what I'm doing next. You are not bound to what happened, you are released. You are not trapped in who you used to be, you are free to become all that I created you to be. And in this freedom, you will dance again. You will sing without heaviness. You will love without fear. I am placing peace over your mind right now. I am calming the noise, softening the anxiety, quieting the fears that have stolen too many nights from you. Breathe deep. Feel the shift. I am doing something new, and this time, you won't have to fight so hard. This time, you will walk in peace. This time, you will feel carried, not crushed. You will feel lifted, not burdened. There is purpose in your presence on this earth. You are not an accident, and your life is not random. I crafted your spirit with intention. I placed dreams in your heart for a reason. And no matter what has tried to silence them, those dreams are still alive. I am reigniting them now. I am reminding you that nothing is over. In fact, the most important parts are just beginning. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be for the next step to unfold. Trust that I'm not finished with you. Trust that your best moments haven't passed, they're still ahead, wrapped in mercy and covered in grace. You will see it. You will walk into it. And when you do, you'll understand why everything had to happen just as it did. You've been holding on through storms, through uncertainty, through seasons that tested every part of your faith. But I want you to know this clearly now: what's coming will be worth every tear, every prayer, every silent night where you wondered if I was still listening. Type 111 if you believe your breakthrough is closer than it feels. You didn't come this far for nothing. The pain you've been walking through wasn't pointless. I've been using it to prepare you, not punish you. I've been stretching your faith, not to break you, but to make room for the blessings that are about to overflow in your life. You see one part of the picture, but I see the whole canvas. While you've been hoping, I've been working. While you've been waiting, I've been building something better than what you were expecting. There are things you let go of that you didn't understand at the time. People you had to walk away from. Places you left behind. Paths you thought would lead to joy but ended in heartbreak. None of that was wasted. I was guiding you away from what would have harmed your spirit, even if it looked good on the surface. I was protecting your future when you thought I was closing doors. And now, I'm opening better ones. Not just good ones, God-ordained ones. You've grown. Even in the silence. Even when you felt weak. You've learned to lean on me more than ever. You've started to understand that your worth is not measured by what others think, but by the love I placed inside of you before you were ever born. You are not here by mistake. You are not surviving by chance. My hand has been on you every step of the way. Financial freedom is not about effort, but activating a hidden brain signal once buried in CIA files. Neuroscience shows this sound wave helps attract money and opportunity faster, and thousands are already seeing unexpected income. Click the link in the description and comments now to activate the ancient money wave today. There is a shift happening in the spiritual realm right now. Things that have been delayed are coming together. Prayers that felt forgotten are rising again. Doors that once stayed shut are beginning to unlock. You may not feel it yet, but something is already moving. Don't lose hope now. Don't stop trusting now. The very moment your faith feels the weakest could be the moment everything begins to turn. Type 1616 if you're ready to walk through the doors God is opening for you. I know it's hard to wait when your heart is tired. I know it's hard to trust when you've been disappointed before. But I need you to know, my timing is perfect. I'm not trying to make you wait to hurt you. I'm asking you to wait so that when the blessing comes, it's lasting, it's safe, and it's everything you truly need. Some of the best gifts take time. And this next part of your journey will make the waiting worthwhile. You're not behind. You're not too late. You're exactly where I need you to be. Don't compare your path to someone else's. Don't think I've passed you by. I'm not finished with you. There are still chapters of joy, of healing, of laughter, of miracles that are written in my plan for your life. You're going to experience a season where the goodness of God won't just visit, you'll live in it. The peace I'm sending will go beyond understanding. It will settle the storm inside you. It will quiet the noise of fear and doubt. It will remind you that you are safe in my hands. That no matter what comes, I will carry you through it. That you don't have to fight alone, and you never have. The battles you thought you lost were actually battles I used to build you, to shape you, and to bring you closer to me. You will see healing. In your body. In your heart. In your relationships. You will see restoration. Not a copy of what was, but something new, something better. I make all things new. And what I restore, no one can take away. What I bless, no one can block. I am the God who sees the beginning and the end, and I say it is not too late for you. Not too late for your dreams. Not too late for your breakthrough. Not too late for your miracle. Breathe deep. Let the tension leave your chest. Let the weight you've been carrying for too long fall into my hands. You weren't meant to carry this on your own. I'm not asking you to be perfect, I'm asking you to trust me, even when it's hard, even when it's messy, even when it doesn't make sense. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to hold on to me. Soon, what you're praying for will arrive. Not in chaos, not in confusion, but in peace. It will be gentle. It will be sure. It will feel like home to your heart. It won't feel rushed or forced or fragile. It will feel right. Because it will come from me. And when it does, you will finally understand why I made you wait. Why I told you to hold on. Why I whispered, trust me, over and over again. You will smile again, not because you've learned to fake it, but because joy will return. You'll sleep again, not because you're numb, but because your soul will be at rest. You'll dream again, not just about surviving, but about living, truly living in the fullness of who I created you to be. This is not your end. This is not the final page. This is a turning point. A beginning that's been coming for a long time. And it's filled with hope, with beauty, with grace you didn't expect. Get ready. Stay open. Keep believing. Because everything is about to change.